Analyzing a rental property to make sure it is profitable is the most important step in real estate investing. That's why in this video, I will be going over how I analyze properties, the metrics that I look at, and how to get all of the right information. All of which has helped me grow a rental portfolio of over $1.2 million. Now, real quick, if you want to follow along, you can download my rental property calculator that I made absolutely free down in the description below. It'll give you everything you need to know if a deal is good or bad. So like I said, it's absolutely free down in the description. Okay, let's get into analyzing a property. If you downloaded the Excel sheet that I provided for rental analysis, then you'll be able to see it. But if not, let me just give you a quick glimpse of what it looks like. We have the property details, the mortgage information, just plug in the numbers, the expenses on the property. I'll show you how you can get those. And then we come to the income, which is the current rent that you can plug in those numbers and the market rent. You'll get an analysis for both of them if you wish. And then below is all automated and it'll tell you your cash on cash return and your net cash flow that you should be predicted. So I picked this out completely random, but we're going to do a rental analysis on 129 New Bern Ave in Pittsburgh, PA. So the purchase price is $179,900 and it is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath property that is looks like it's a triplex. So it says cash flowing duplex located off Brownsville Road, but it says there's a main level is a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. The top unit is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. And there's a bonus 3rd floor finished attic for storage. Additional lower unit is an efficiency with new kitchen, tile flooring, and separate entrance from the back of the property. So what we're gonna do with that information, I went ahead and already plugged in the property address, the purchase price, so it's going to be about $90,000 per unit. And then we did the purchase price of $179,900. It'll tell you your down payment. We're going to go ahead and do 20% down. So this is down payment of $35,980 with a loan amount of $143,920. The interest rate, we're going to leave at 6.5 because that's what I'm seeing with 20% down. And we're going to amortize it over 25 years, which will give us $971.76 if you just go off of the principal and interest. So let's go ahead and plug these in. So what we have is a 1-bedroom, 1-bath in the main floor, 2-bedroom, 1-bath on the top, and we have a 0-1, which is an efficiency on the bottom. Right now, I don't know their current rents. It doesn't say. I would reach out to the agent and see what the current rents are, and then you can update the current rent, see how it differs from the market rent. But for right now, we're not going to put in the current rent because we don't have that information. So let's go ahead and research what we can get for all of these units. So what I typically do is do one of a handful of things. The first thing I would do is call a property management company in the area, and they'll give you a really good idea of what you should rent each unit for. I would also call an agent and use what they say against the property managers, see if they align or if they're a little bit off. After that, I'll look for my own information. So what I'll do is I'll go on Zillow and I'll go up in the top left, make sure I hit for rent. And then I'll be in the area of where the house is. I'll see other like-kind properties for rent and I'll be able to see what they're renting it for currently. So right now we're seeing like a 2-bedroom, 1-bath at $950. Doesn't seem like it's too updated. Looks very similar to the one that we have. And then also 1-bedroom, 1-bath. This one looks more renovated. So this looks like an $800 for a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. See what else we can find. $750 for a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. This one looks really outdated. Looks a little smaller too. Already checked that one out. 1.4. This is a single family house, so we can't really use that in our comps because it's a whole entire house. Let's go with up here, 2-bedroom, 1-bath. It doesn't have any information, but it's 700 square feet. So we're going to go ahead and say, just from what we found on Zillow, that $950 for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, about $800 conservatively for a 1-bedroom, 1-bath unit. But there's no efficiencies really. So what I would do here is if I'm kind of stuck in this situation to where I'll go back to the Excel sheet real quick, and what we have is we already have 800 in for a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, being conservative, then a 950 for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. But like I said, if I can't really find that that efficiency price. What I'll do is I'll go try to match my numbers again on a website like Rentometer. But Rentometer is great to get information from, but it does cost money. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the $800 for the 1 bedroom, 1 bath for a market rent after we do some fixing up, $950 for the 2 bedroom, 1 bath. We're going to do $595 just to get fancy for the studio apartment. Now, if we go back, the outside of the house may need a little bit of work on, you know, the gutter right there doesn't look too good. The roof doesn't look the best, but the inside looks decent. It doesn't look like there's anything crazy wrong with it. There's some storage. That's the attic storage. The first main level's renovated, looks great. And then this looks like it may be the studio apartment downstairs. Yeah, overall looks pretty decent inside, maybe some cosmetic fixes. It's going back. We have all of our income in there. So it looks like we can get about $2,345 per month on this property. So what we're going to do from here, it's time to find out the expenses on this property. So first thing we got to do is find out the taxes per year. Now, what you can do is you can go on Zillow and you can go off of what they say, but it's typically not accurate. So if you scroll all the way down, there is going to be some information here that says property taxes are $300 for the year because it's tax assessed at $63,000. What you want to do is go to the actual tax assessed county website, which I have pulled up right here. General information, this is our property. And what you want to do is look at what they did in the accurate information that they inputted, which they do have it at $63,400 for 2023. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go to the tax information, scroll down, and you will see that for the past couple of years, it's only been $300 that you paid for in taxes, which honestly is really, really low. So that's kind of crazy. So at this point, I would probably call the county and confirm these numbers. But one thing you really want to know is that when you purchase a property, the tax assessed value increases based off of what you purchased it for. So if you purchase it for, let's say, the $179 that they're asking for, the tax assessed value is going to increase more than the $63,000 it already is because you're purchasing it for more than what it was originally. So if there's no way to actually plug in information and find out what the new tax assessed value would be over the internet, then you want to call in and get that information. But since we're not calling in, we're going to go ahead and say, just because I think it's so low, that it's $1,000 for taxes per year. Now going on to insurance. This is where you would call your broker and call your insurance agent just to see, hey, if I were to get this property, it's going to be an investment property. How much insurance would it be? We're going to go ahead and put in here at $1,700. Let's say you might have gotten an umbrella policy or something on here. So we're going to go ahead and put it at $1,700. Now it's time to figure out if there's water, sewer, trash, or anything like that we have to pay for as the owner. My guess is, since it is a up and down, I mean, it's 3 units, 3 floors and 3 units, that this is probably all one water meter and one sewage meter. So it doesn't say any information in here. So what I would do is call the agent and confirm. But since we don't have that information, we're going to have to pay for the water, sewer, and trash, and we have to expect to pay for it. So we're going to go back in here with 3 units. We're going to say $50 a month for water and sewer. Per month is going to be $150. So if we take a look at the next expense, which would be electricity, I'm going to go through these photos and see if I can't see an exterior photo with the electric panels or meters, just to make sure that they have them in here somewhere. I don't see it there, and I don't see it in the front of house either. We're gonna assume that there's 3 electric meters, so they're gonna pay for their own electricity. Next, moving on, is gas and oil. It looks like to me that there are window units. If you go under facts and features, you'll be able to find out actually some more information. So utilities for this property, sewer available, water available, okay. Doesn't give us that much information. For the gas and oil, it's pretty much the heat. Now, if it's under electricity and there's a heat pump, it'll go under electricity, they'll pay for it. But if there's no AC in the building, they will pay for the AC window units, but we'll have to pay for the heat. Typically, that's how that works. So what we're gonna do is just be safe and put $100 per month to heat that property. Now, moving on to landscaping. If you're in the area and you're going to landscape this, great, go ahead and do that. But it's not the case in this situation. So I've found that typically you'll get about 3 cuts for around $150 per month, and that seems to be all right. So I'm going to go ahead and do 150. Now that's my area. I'm not sure if it's the same in this area, but that's when you would do your research, call lawn mowing companies and see what they would charge. But I'm gonna go ahead and put 150 in here to be safe. Other monthly expenses, we really shouldn't have any. Now we will want to, now I do have information in here for like a seller finance if you get creative. Funny enough, this property actually says in the information that seller financing is available. So if you wanted to go that route, you could definitely do it and put that information in here, and you'll be able to work the numbers, make sure you're getting a good deal. But what we'll do is go down to the next HELOC payment. If you use part of a HELOC in order to purchase this, I put that in there as well. But the main things you really want to account for, it's a 5% for vacancy reserve. So if someone leaves and you have a vacant unit for a couple months, it'll tide you over during the year. Also, the CapEx reserves. Like I said, the roof looked like it was a little older. You want to repair that soon, as well as the front gutter kind of looked nasty. For these big expensive repairs, you want to put aside about 5% for that in case an unexpected expense comes up and you have to replace that roof because all these leaks end up happening. So what we did is we put 5% for vacancy, 5% for CapEx, and 8% for property management. Now this will vary, but in my experience, it's about 8% but it's about 8%, and they will do some type of turnover fee to where when they place a new tenant, they'll take about $500, $250, something like that. So what we have here is we put around 8% each month for that. So now let's go back to our spreadsheet. We're gonna scoot over here. And what we're gonna do is the down payment we have already, rehab costs, we're gonna put that a little bit closer, like probably around $10,000. We may have to go in there and start renovating and whatnot. Holding costs will probably, since there's renters in there, probably have, I don't know, probably have $0 of holding costs. But if you scroll down, we'll be able to see that, okay, so with our current, since we don't have the current rent, with our market rent, if we were to purchase this property, we would have an income of $2,345. Now, the mortgage would be $971, taxes $83, insurance $141, water, sewer, trash $150, gas and oil for the heat $100, landscaping $150 per month, and then our reserves $117, and $187 per month. All that isn't something that you go and spend. That goes into an additional savings account for whenever something happens on the property. So right now it says the monthly net cash flow is around $326 per month on an investment of roughly $45,000. The annual net cash flow is $4,000. Now, return on investment is roughly 8.5%. And the cap rate is roughly a 2% cap rate. You know the numbers, you can decide for yourself if this is worth investing in. But it's really important to know the key metrics in an area that you want to invest in and make sure you're investing in the right place. So let's go over those right now. Now, before I tell you the 3 metrics I typically look at before investing in a new area, I want you to know that if this market that you're looking at doesn't have any of these 3 metrics, it doesn't mean it's a bad market to invest in. The reason I say that is because I know many people that invest in their small rural area in which only has about 2,000 people, but they're crushing it because they know the area, they grew up there, they know the demographics, and they know what to buy. So I just wanted you to know that sometimes investing in your backyard is better than going out and picking a really good market. So keep that in mind, and here are the 3 metrics I look at when investing in a new area. The first is population growth. Now, obviously you want people moving into the area and causing a demand in housing. So population growth is a great indicator to look at, and I typically look at the past 3 years. The next is job growth, which kind of goes hand in hand with population growth. As people start moving into an area, more developments happen and more businesses move into that area, there's going to create more jobs that bring more people in. So it is a win-win. And lastly, I look at the median household income versus the average rent and compare that to see if it is an affordable area to rent from, what the rent versus buying ratio is in that area, and it'll give you a great indicator on if that is a good market to move into and if the demand for rentals is good. Now you may be asking, where do I find all this information if I wanted to do research? Well, I have one website that I go to often. That is an extremely helpful website. It is the Joint Center for Housing, made by the Harvard University. Real quickly, I just want to show you this website. So like I said, the Joint Center for Housing Studies. If you go over to this tab, research, go down, you can look at the housing markets and conditions, homeownership, rental housing, remodeling, aging, affordability, demographics and projections. So much great information is in this website. So feel free to go here. I'll link it down in the description and you can kind of play around with it. But just for example, if we go over here to, let's say, demographics and projections, scroll down, see the migration of driving population gains and losses. You have a lot of great information here. So let's go ahead and click on that map. And we'll be able to see right now it's clicked on the total population change. It has an index down here that tells you how many people. And you can start narrowing down, going to a specific area. Let's say, you know, somewhere in PA here, and you'll be able to see where people are moving to, which is an updated and really good graphic that we can kind of put our eyes on. Now you know exactly how to analyze a rental property. It's time to take action and purchase one, which is why you'll want to watch this video next, which is the best real estate strategies for beginners. Happy investing.